What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Keeping It Kayfabe podcast. I am Mega Greg.
I'm Dustin Dynamite.
I'm just Lawrence, special guest.
Lawrence, we need to come up. We need to come up with a wrestling name for Lawrence.
No, he had a good one last week with Lawrence Cassidy.
Yeah. I didn't want to do that every week, but
y'all
check out. Finally got wrestling.
That's pretty sweet.
I got that same shirt. I love that shirt.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
Yeah, Haley got it for me for Father's Day last year.
One of the best WrestleManias ever.
Yeah.
All right, so today we're going to talk about SummerSlam, talk a little Raw. We're going to skip past SmackDown because I didn't watch it. I was at work, and we'll talk about some Dynamite, and then we'll give our G1 predictions.
We should talk about the big thing that happened on SmackDown tonight, though.
I'll go ahead. You watched it. I didn't, so you can.
Well, Triple H is at it again, bringing back more talent that was previously let go, and Karrion Kross came back. So what do y'all think about that?
Well, here's the thing. I'm not quite ready to jump on WWE's dick yet and think, oh, they're back. But I like the moves that are being made. He is bringing back some of the talent. Now, the question is, what the fuck are they going to do with him? Because they had Karrion Kross on Raw, and they made him a mid-carder who was jobbing to people he should have never jobbed to. So if they bring him back as a killer...
Well, he came out, good. So what he came...
Uh-oh.
The face.
He came...
It looks like he came.
I cut out.
Yeah, you cut out. What? He came back and what?
All right, so Roman comes out, cuts a promo. Then Drew McIntyre comes out and interrupts him because they're going to face each other at Clash at the Castle.
Called him a queef, he said.
Called him the Tribal Queef, which I thought was fucking hilarious. TV14 already at it, I guess.
Yes.
And then Karrion Kross comes out and attacks Drew McIntyre. So kind of looks like they're putting him straight into, like, at least near the top of the card. At least
well,
into
they should because
line.
That guy is a presence. He's a good character and he's believable to be a badass. So that would actually be a smart move.
Triple H is pushing. Is going to push Tommaso Ciampa now, and just 2 months ago they were talking about how Tommaso Ciampa was being relegated as a jobber because he pissed off Vince McMahon. So,
what's good about all of these guys you just mentioned?
What's that?
What's good about all these guys you just mentioned actually getting some spotlight is the fact that, for one, they're all good, and two, they all look like professional wrestlers. They have the body of professional wrestlers.
All right,
we'll get more into that later. But...
Little Jim Cornette Jr. over there.
Here's the thing is, like, with all the news going on with WWE changing, they're actually getting rid of those buzzwords. Like, you don't have to say superstar. They're going to let them start saying wrestler again. Or wrestling.
I fucking hate that shit.
And calling the title, they can call it a belt again. Like, what was wrong with calling it a belt? I love
Dude, Vince had so many banned words. It was ridiculous.
Right. They didn't even make sense. What happened?
I don't know.
Well, what happened is Vince used to have a pair of balls. Then WWE became a publicly shared company. And he lost his balls, and now it looks like they're taking him back a little bit.
Yep. Good thing so far.
There to use them.
Triple H is like, fuck it, we'll go private again. I don't care.
Yeah. Or they're getting ready to sell the company for millions of dollars.
It could be that too. But...
Billions of dollars, excuse me.
Yeah, it'd definitely be billions. A price tag on that would be hefty. All right, so let's jump right into it. SummerSlam. Who wants to lead into
I didn't see the
here?
pre-show, but the first match was Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch, right? Was that the first match?
That was the first. I never watched the pre-shows ever because they're usually shitty.
Yeah, the first match was them too. I thought it was a really solid match.
Becky and Bianca always put on a pretty good match because they're actually both good women wrestlers.
Yeah.
So the match was good. I wasn't so at the end of it, we get 3 returns.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 returns. One of those I was happy about. The other 2, I didn't even know who they were.
Exactly. I knew who the other ones were, but I was only excited about like 2 of them. So
probably Bailey, Io Sky.
Yeah, fast forwarding to the end, we'll go ahead and say Bianca Belair won. How do y'all feel about her retaining the title? Do you think that was a good move?
I think so.
Yeah,
they're building her and she deserves it. So she's
Right,
a good
that's
wrestler.
what I was
they
gonna
kind
say.
of screwed her on her first title reign with
Right.
Becky coming
This
back.
is a good redemption.
Yeah, she deserves to hold that strap for a little while.
But it was a good match, man.
It was probably one of the best matches on the card, honestly. But
surprised me.
so out of the three, we got Bailey. She's back. That's actually kind of a big deal because Bailey is pretty good. Then we get Dakota Kai coming back, which why she was a debut on WrestleMania and not like a Raw is beyond me, but
SummerSlam.
I guess SummerSlam, sorry. And then Io Shirai. Io Shirai is actually really good. She's good like Asuka, so
It's Io Sky now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Io Sky now.
WWE's got to change everybody's name so that they can't take it with them if they leave.
See, that's Vince McMahon shit. I don't know why they did that. That's what
I don't know. I think it's NBC shit or whoever,
Really?
Fox or whoever the fuck, Peacock.
What it is they're like, oh well, nobody knows what Shirai is. How about you call her Io Sky?
From what I've read about all those name changes, is it's basically so that they can't take it to AEW or some other promotion.
Yeah, that's the reasoning behind it, so they can own all the variations of their name. That way, if they go somewhere else,
yeah,
which is a dick move, I might add.
But actually, and Walter, I saw an interview with Walter / Gunther, and he was like, he said he was actually happy about the name change because he hates his actual name, Walter.
Oh, does he?
I would too.
He said he's like, it sounds like an old man name. He's like, I just wrestled under it because that was my name. But
yeah, but when the crowd
Gunther.
chanted it was so much cooler than Gunther. Like hearing the crowd chant Walter, they would always chant that. It doesn't sound good saying Gunther.
Well, at least he's not the Green Beaver anymore, or whatever he was.
Yeah, that was. That should be his shame, not his fucking name.
Did y'all talk about The Miz and Logan Paul?
We're not there yet,
on.
Lawrence. We're getting there.
Jump.
Come on, man.
Oh, we did have Becky Lynch turn face too.
Yeah, Becky Lynch did turn face. She actually got injured during that match. We come to find out later.
Separated her shoulder, sadly.
So now we're moving on to that. So now next we got Logan Paul versus The Miz with Tommaso Ciampa and Maurice.
I gotta say something more. You're absolutely right about, at least in WWE, they look like wrestlers. Because Logan Paul, as much shit as I give him, that dude's buff as fuck. He looks like a wrestler.
He looks like an athlete.
Yeah. So I give him some credit.
Dude, it is fucking impressive how good that guy is.
Right. Same thing.
That kid has been wrestling for less than a year.
Yep.
Now he's put the work in. He's been in the performance center. But there are people that, there's fucking guys in AEW that he's better than already. That have been wrestling for years.
You know what that tells me? That tells me that he actually cares and he is not just there for the money. Like he wants.
And he said that. He's actually said that. Yeah. There's actually an interview. I've watched a bunch of it. I haven't watched the whole thing, but he had Triple H on his podcast, Impulsive, and it's actually a really good episode. So if y'all haven't,
see, here's the thing with Logan Paul. Okay, I don't want to like this guy. I really don't, because those Paul brothers are douchebags. That seems to be the consensus amongst fucking everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
However, from what I've seen of Logan and WWE, I like him.
I'm a fan.
I do too.
I can't help it. I like the guy.
I kind of hope he sticks with it.
And like you said, he looks better than half the AEW roster.
Yeah.
He's doing fucking moonsaults off the top rope and fucking
he did a standing moonsault
to the floor.
Do you know what I was most impressed with him? The moves he was doing was awesome. But this is where usually celebrities fuck up when it comes to wrestling, is the way they sell. Yeah. He actually sold good. Like everything that he sold, you believed, because he looked natural doing it.
Well, that's what I was because I was telling Tina about Logan Paul, and she's like, she doesn't really watch wrestling. She's like, well, it's all like choreographed dance. He's like an actor anyways, isn't he? I'm like, no, you don't understand. There's so much more than just that. You have to be able to sell. You have to be able to work off the person that you're working with. Like there's so much to it that he does so good already, which that's what's most impressive about him, because he's a natural athlete, so he could do all that other shit.
When people use the dance reference, What I always tell them is, have you ever seen a bad dancer dance next to a good dancer?
Exactly.
Compare those two, and right there is where you have the difference in professional wrestling.
Right. I'm sure
Right.
him being with the Miz helped out too, because I mean.
Oh yeah, because the Miz is a complete professional, man. So.
And he's been in, like he said, he's been in the performance center all the time. The dude is just working on it, perfecting his craft. He wants to be the best at it. So
you want to know how you know the Miz is definitely like a guy who's all about building people. He let Logan Paul beat him with his own move.
he did, yeah. He did.
And he did it well.
Finale.
The skull crushing finale, which I
Yeah.
love that move. That's why I have it on my character.
Yeah.
Miz is
That's
a
my
lot like
signature.
he's a lot like Bret Hart in that way. He's willing to build up the next generation because he can see long term. Like
A lot of people don't like that move, but I'm a fan of it. I like it.
Yeah, one of my
No.
friends was like, "What was that fucking?" Because they were talking about it, but they don't really watch wrestling that much. And my buddy was like, "What was that fucking movie he did? That shit was stupid." And I was like, "No, it's the skull crushing finale, bro. What are you talking about?"
Why do people not like that
because
move?
they think
I don't
like
know.
if it was me, I could break out of it. I would just like step away from it. And it's
You know
like
what I think?
wrestling.
I think the only people who don't like that move are people who have never been put in a full Nelson.
Yeah,
Because
I think it's mostly like casuals and people that don't really watch wrestling are people that don't like.
Because all three of us have been put in a full Nelson before. Now imagine somebody slams you to the fucking ground with your arms
face first.
Yeah, face first, without you being able to move your arms.
Yeah,
It's pretty good move.
It's skull crushing, I'd say.
I think they
Exactly.
think it's stupid because wouldn't the person delivering it get hurt too because they're both falling like face first?
No, you use them to break your fall.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
All right, next up we have the United States Championship match: Theory versus Bobby Lashley.
This is okay.
It was basically a squash match, honestly.
Yeah,
I didn't give a shit about this match. I
thought it was stupid. I just thought it was. I mean, you're obviously. I mean, maybe they're not now. Maybe they're going to bury him because Vince is gone. But I mean, you're obviously trying to build this guy up, and then you put him in a squash match with Bobby Lashley. Everybody knew Bobby Lashley was already going to win. So why even, put Austin Theory through that? Just why didn't have another opponent? It's stupid.
I'll tell you this: if they decide they want to bury this guy, it'd be a stupid move because he's one of the best talents they have right now.
I don't think they'll bury him, but I don't know. They might pull the, put the brakes on a little bit on his push.
They should because he's still young.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Build him slowly, not over the course of a week.
I was going to ask this: when did the United States Championship look so ugly? I remember I thought the spinner one was stupid looking, but this one I absolutely.
I don't know. I like this belt.
I like it too. I don't think it's ugly.
The best United States Championship though is New Japan.
I think I know why you don't like it though, Lawrence.
It's
that New Japan.
There's no
US
gold. There's no dual plating. It's just.
I know why you don't like it. And tell me if I've nailed this when I say it.
Go ahead.
It's because it looks like a toy belt you would buy from Walmart.
Yeah, it just looks cheap. Like it looks like it's so generic. It's just a flag, dude. There's no like diamonds and like.
It looks like one of those belts you would order off of a website that you can create your own belt.
Honestly, though, to me, all the WWE belts kind of look like that now. Even the Universal title and the World title, they're very generic. Very generic compared to the stuff that we had when we were growing up.
Oh, especially those tag copper belt things.
So who do you think has the best U.S. championship, Lawrence?
New Japan.
All right, my favorite one of all time was the WCW one. That Eagle and the Reggie Park style one, that was the best one. But the New Japan, like you said, Dustin, that is the current best, one of the best belts.
That to me, that's one of the best belts. Period. Right now.
Yeah, Juice Robinson is holding it and that red strap. Oh man,
anything with. I mean, I love all the titles that got red straps, anyway. So I'm a sucker for a red strap. Red strap.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, Bobby Lashley won, obviously. So now we got a no disqualification match: Judgment Day versus the Mysterios. Not gonna lie, I skipped this match because
I did too.
But Greg,
I did too. I didn't give a fuck.
Rhea Ripley, I see what you were talking about.
Oh God, she's so hot.
But other than that, yeah, that match was kind of forgettable.
I didn't skip it because I was watching it live, but I was like doing stuff in the kitchen and like making food and shit. Like I didn't pay attention to it one
Rey
bit.
Mysterio's son is okay. He looks like he'd be in AEW.
He should be in NXT is where he should be.
Yeah, he's not ready for the big leagues.
He's not, and I don't know. I don't like his face.
He looks like an
I think-
AEW guy.
And don't forget, he's actually Eddie Guerrero's son. Remember?
That's right. All right.
Lawrence probably doesn't remember that where there was a ladder match.
Little kid. I remember that. They were
for
fighting
the custody of Dominic. Yeah.
I just realized that. Holy shit.
Well, anyway, Ray and Dominic won that match, if anyone cares.
Well, it was because of Edge, right? He came out last minute. And
actually, that is worth mentioning. Edge did make his return, and he came after Judgment Day. And now
who cares?
Now Edge is face again, and he's pissed off. So,
ooh, and they did a bunch of vignettes for Edge to come back.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask y'all a question, or I'm gonna make a statement, and then I'm gonna ask you a question. So the next match, in my opinion, had somebody who was a waste in this match because of their opponent. So tell me which one you think I'm talking about being the waste. It's Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin.
Happy Corbin was the waste.
No, Pat McAfee was the waste because he should have been facing somebody better than fucking Happy Corbin.
Okay, I wanted to talk about this all night, ever since I watched SummerSlam. Didn't we predict this? All these years ago, we sat in your car with audio only talking about Baron Corbin.
Yep.
The bum-ass thing, that whole thing. We always talked shit about him, and it came full circle. He's bald now. We said he should shave his head. He shaved his head. Now look at him. It's like we predicted all this.
Were you guys calling him bum ass Corbin before Pat McAfee was?
No, we always just said he was bald.
We
always just made fun of him for being bald. We're like, dude, you're bald. Just let it go. And we would actually go into whole things about how the backstage.
I remember
Baron, you're bald, dude.
I remember you guys talking about his hair all the time. I loved that Pat McAfee got a whole ass choir. To do his entrance, the bum ass Corbin thing for his entrance.
And he turns around and looks, and he just sees this whole choir.
The match was disappointing to me just because, I mean, Pat McAfee is so good. And it's not that Baron Corbin is a bad wrestler. It's just he's got a shitty gimmick. Honestly. Yeah. So, I mean,
gimmick?
I found myself skipping through a lot of this match because I just got bored with it so fast.
He's like a really bad, like JBL, but like not cowboy.
Yeah,
like
dude. Baron Corbin is like someone who's on his way to the gas station to pick up some Black and Milds or something on his way to Florida. Like that's what he reminds me of.
So do y'all think that Pat McAfee will eventually make like a full-time jump to being a wrestler instead of commentary?
I don't think so.
Do you think it's because of like his schedule as far as like his other things he's got going on in his life?
I think that's exactly what it is. I think it is because of the scheduling. That's why he's always going to be an attraction act. And honestly, that's best for him. But because of his name, no, actually it's better that way because it makes him an attraction every single time. Because if they keep flooding the shows with him and you're seeing him every week, then that flair that he has is going to go away.
Yeah, kind of like how Brock was when he went to UFC. He became like an attraction type guy.
And honestly, that's what makes Brock so good now is like if we were getting Brock on TV every single week, you would get bored of him. You'd be like, man, I'm fucking tired of seeing Brock Lesnar. I mean, you're tired of seeing him as an attraction. So imagine if you're seeing him every week. All right. So Pat McAfee ends up winning that match. Drew McIntyre appeared and talked about Sheamus, how him and Sheamus went to war on SmackDown, blah, blah, blah. Nobody gives a shit. Just fight Roman Reigns already. And they're going to fight at the event made for Drew McIntyre. Clash at the Castle.
Yep.
And he had that sword, and they did the fireworks. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes. All right, so next up, we have the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match with Jeff Jarrett as a special guest referee.
Did you lose your shit when you saw him?
The Usos.
I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. I still don't understand why Jeff Jarrett, but whatever.
What? Jeff Jarrett's a legend, right, Greg? I thought you were a Jeff Jarrett fan back in the.
Well, all right. Look at this. Look at the two tag teams going against each other, and tell me where the fuck does Jeff Jarrett fit into
Yeah,
this
that's what I'm
picture?
saying. Like, I get that he's a legend, and I know that they're in Tennessee, but it's like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. He's not
really
like
didn't get it
he has
either.
no ties. He has no ties to either one of these guys. They were just like, we're gonna have a special guest referee, and it's gonna be Jeff Jarrett. Woo-hoo.
He got
Like,
no pop
you got
either.
you got two tag teams. You got one tag team that's Angry Hood, and then you got the other tag team that's Happy Hood, and then you got a cowboy in the middle of them. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It make zero sense.
He's the neutral corner.
However, that being said, the match was really good.
It was really good. Those two teams always put on good matches. So,
and you were actually very impressed with Montez Ford.
I love Montez Ford. He's definitely one of my favorites in WWE.
Yeah, he needs to step off into singles because
when we get into Raw, it's looking like that's going to be.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anyway, the winners of that match and still undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Usos. And do you know why that is, Dustin? Because they the twos.
Yeah, and we the ones.
That's
right.
I'm seeing in the notes here a video package airs for Charlotte Flair. I must have missed that.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
Riddle appears from the audience and gets into the ring and says he's medically cleared to compete. So him and
Seth Rollins
have a squash match.
Did they really? I thought they didn't fight. I thought they just
fought, but they scrapped. Not like an actual.
Yeah, they
fight.
just scrapped. And then people came out and broke them up.
I do gotta say this though. Seth Rollins has one of the best fucking themes in wrestling right now.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
I do have to say something about the SummerSlam stage. Was that not the longest fucking ramp ever?
They always do that, man. They do it. They do it sometimes when they have like events at that arena or whatever. It's always so long, man.
They're like shit. They were just like having to run like half a mile to get to the you saw people running down, and like when Iro Sky and Dakota Kai came back, it was like 5 minutes for them to get to the ring.
Yeah,
like,
and when fucking Edge ran down there to help him, he was going forever.
They need to like slow down the music so they can have time to get to the ring, I guess.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Undertaker's entrance?
Oh God, no.
Actually, you don't have to imagine that. Roman Reigns is all you needed. How long his fucking entrance was because of how long that ramp was.
Shit, Brock Lesnar too on that fucking tractor.
Exactly.
Oh.
All right,
we're not there yet, though. Hold on.
No, we're not there yet. So next up, we have the SmackDown Women's Championship: Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan, the champion.
Yeah.
I never heard of Liv until now. She was cool. She reminds me of Alexa Bliss, but
I'm not feeling. I mean, I'm happy for Liv Morgan being champion, but I mean, I don't really care about it, honestly.
I mean, I didn't care when Ronda Rousey was the champion either. So
me neither. I think there should only be one women's title, just like there is with the. They need to make an undisputed title for that, yeah, because it's just split. It's just not interesting.
The match did end in some controversy, though.
Yeah, apparently Ronda Rousey is suspended indefinitely.
Yeah, she's on a work. That's a work suspension.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, she attacked the referee. She attacked Liv Morgan because Liv Morgan actually tapped out, but the referee counted 3 and didn't see the tap out.
And that's fucked up that Liv Morgan didn't admit it and say, "Yeah, I did tap out." That's all she would have had to do. And then
nah, man, she's got that championship money now. She don't want to let that go.
Well, they needed to turn Ronda Rousey heel again because she's fucking awful.
Jonathan, what's up?
Jonathan says the longer the ramp, the fewer the matches.
Yeah, you might be onto something.
And yeah, she needed to turn heel because her as a face is really fucking bad. So I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen her as a heel, but hopefully it's better than her as a face because
she's better as a heel.
I'm going to come down to the ring and open a challenge to anybody right now.
I hate all the open challenge shit.
Okay.
All right, here we are in the main event of SummerSlam, the WWE Universal Championship. I don't know why I said that twice. Last man standing match, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, the fucking tribal chief. Acknowledge him.
Versus the Beast Incarnate.
fucking came down on a motherfucking big red tractor.
Damn right. And threw his cowboy hat on and flannel for it.
That was his real tractor too, I think.
I don't know. It said it was a Tennessee. It had like a Tennessee tractor company on it. So I think it was
I mean, it
And
could be his tractor. He's got the money to buy it.
talking about the
country
long
shit,
ramp.
yeah.
It took forever for Roman and Brock both to get to that. I think it took 20 minutes for their entrances.
So Brock and Roman go back and forth. And then eventually at some point in the match, Brock gets on the tractor, lifts the entire fucking ring up, dumps Roman out of the ring, and then the match continues on the floor.
Now I want to know, I wonder if they practiced that before,
Yeah,
or if
that's what I was
Roman was
wondering.
just like, fuck it, I'm just going to let him boost the ring up and hopefully I don't fucking get hurt too bad.
I'm pretty sure he practiced it just so he knew how to roll out of there without getting hurt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, because I don't think you could just do that on the fly with like no preparation, because that would be pretty fucking dangerous.
Well, I mean, he lifted it slow too, as you noticed. So
Yeah. But
So they did.
did you like all of the theatrics of that?
I didn't feel it was necessary, but however, I get it. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, honestly.
That's just SummerSlam and WrestleMania do shit like that.
I mean, it just got a good pop off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those like, oh
But
my god.
It made for the finish of the match. It made sense because the match needed to stay on the outside for the finish, and if you eliminate the ring from the equation, there's your reason to stay on the outside. So,
What's up, Devin Arkham?
what's up, man? But yeah, so it made sense for him to keep it on the outside, and I love the finish to this match where
They just buried him.
Well, what I loved about it is how much emotion was on like Roman's face because he just could not keep this motherfucker down. Like keep spearing him, Superman punch, hitting him with chairs, whatever. Nothing's keeping this dude down. So finally, just piles a whole bunch of shit on top of him.
Fucking stairs, pieces of the table, because Paul Heyman ended up going through the table. Just
yes, he did
everything, and then him standing on top of all the rubble with Brock underneath it. It was just a perfect finish, man.
Yeah, it was really good. I was impressed.
Were you happy with that ending? I think it was a good one. I think Roman should have retained it.
I mean,
definitely Roman definitely should retain it because having part-timers have the world championship is always a horrible idea. So even though Roman
is changing his schedule back, so
that's good because the more I get to see of the tribal chief, the better.
He's the best thing right now that they have going. I remember we hated that dude like 6 years ago.
I think everybody
not just us, everybody did.
They shoved him. It's because they shoved him down everybody's throats, and they wanted him to be this thing that he wasn't. And then when they finally turned him into a heel and gave the people what they want, well, there you go.
Because you remember, Lawrence, we used to have talks about it all the time. I said if he would just take off that stupid fucking vest and show off his body, because obviously he's got a big bulky ass body and tattoos. It's like, and they finally did it, and what happened?
Magic.
Exactly.
Acknowledge me.
We already talked about that, Devin. As long as they book him properly this time and don't make him like a mid-carder and a jobber, it could be really good. But with Triple H running things now, I think he'll do them right.
Definitely.
Maybe they'll finally do Shinsuke Nakamura right too.
Greg, do you think they'll bring Bobby Roode back or whatever happened to him? Because I remember you were head over heels.
He's still in there. Him and Dolph came out like.
Well, here's the thing. Now what you're gonna have is if what you're gonna run into is they have too much talent, and probably not enough time to. I mean, they got multiple wrestling shows, so. What I would do if I was WWE, I'd use Raw as my flagship show, as Raw has always been, and use SmackDown as the build show like they did in the days of the past. Yeah. That's the show you use to build people up because that's the show Kurt Angle got built up on and became big. It's the show John Cena got built up on and became big. Yeah. Once they get big enough stars on SmackDown, move them over to Raw.
I agree. There is rumors that they are going to keep the brand split and there will be another draft soon. So hopefully that's the direction they go with that.
Let's hope so. So that was SummerSlam. So what did y'all think of the event as a whole? Did it impress you? What was your favorite match?
Yeah, I think it's always good. My favorite match probably would be I like the Miz Logan Paul. I thought that was a great match. But
I think the main event was probably the best for me.
Yeah.
That was actually the first time I'd ever seen Brock and Roman go at it. And I loved the finish. I loved the theatrics, so I'm gonna go with that. But definitely, the Logan Paul match was probably my second favorite match.
The main event would be my favorite, followed by probably the Miz and Logan Paul second, and Bianca and Becky is third.
Yeah, that one too.
Usos fourth.
Look at Devin's comment here. He says, "Don't shave across his hair."
Right, yeah.
Well, somebody said that when he came to Raw, they made him look like a fucking gay dominatrix. So
they did. They put this weird fucking like gear on him and shit. It was just weird. All right, so moving on. Now we go to Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
So the show opened with Becky Lynch talking about her injury she sustained at SummerSlam.
And she turned back she is bringing back the man.
Good, because that was her best gimmick instead of this weird fucking
big time
Bex.
She is the man again. So looking forward to her coming back soon. Do you think she's hurt, or do you think she's just taking some time off again since she just had a baby?
No, I think she's probably legit hurt. It's just
looked like she was.
It's not as bad of an injury as they're probably making it out to be. It's probably just something that is too risky for her to wrestle on, so she's just gonna let it heal up.
Nothing wrong with that.
So we get the first match is The Miz, AJ Styles, and Mustafa Ali for a shot at the number one contenders match for the United States Championship.
I gotta say something, Greg. After all these years, because I stopped watching WWE for like 5 years, I think, since we used to do, I still love hearing AJ Styles' theme hit.
Oh yeah,
I'm glad they didn't change it or do anything dumb since that time. Like, it just kept them kind of the same. Because I remember you loved AJ Styles.
Well, AJ Styles is great. They just, like WWE is bad about doing, they just misuse him and don't utilize him for his full talent.
The finish to that match was pretty fucking cool, though.
It was.
AJ Styles caught Mustafa Ali and off the top rope and put him in the Styles Clash, and then threw him on top of.
How do y'all like that finisher, the Styles Clash?
I love that finisher.
I've always liked that. That's a crazy ass.
That's another one that looks like it fucking hurt.
Well, there for a while they actually wouldn't let him do it in WWE because they was too worried it was going to hurt people.
Yeah, a lot of people think a dangerous finisher. I've heard that.
But I guess he showed that he can be trusted doing it on people. So
I mean, he's one of the best fucking wrestlers in the world.
If Seth Rollins could do the curb stomp thing, then why not?
I mean, they took that away from him for a while too, for that very reason.
That looks painful. That looks like it legit hurts.
All right, so next we have a backstage segment where Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, they jump Becky Lynch in the back.
Yep.
Probably
to just
Becky
solidify
Bianca,
that injury.
Yeah. Bianca went back there to try to help out because I guess she was at the ring doing a promo or something.
Yeah, so they're going to be a stable now, right? They're like a new thing, those three?
Yes.
I guess so.
Apparently it was a stable that they were going to create before they fired the other two and Bayley got hurt. And Vince kind of crumpled it up and threw it away.
Well, they didn't fire Io Sky, did they?
Oh, she was injured?
Yeah, I think she was just like either injured or just like still on NXT or something. I don't think they fired her.
Well, I know Dakota Kai was a release.
Yeah, she was. She definitely was. All right, so Rollins comes out and he talks about how he's going to turn his attention to Roman Reigns now. And then,
but he's interrupted though by the Street Profits.
by the Street Profits.
And they did it. They're starting to hint now that they are going to break up that tag team. With they did the rock paper scissors, and Montez Ford said, "Fuck that rock paper scissors shit." Threw the mic at Angelo Dawkins and fucking ran down to the ring, and they had a match.
They did, however, he did lose that match, even though he put up a valiant effort against Seth freaking Rollins.
So, do you think they are going to start pushing him as a singles guy?
They should.
Are they gonna? But he's gonna have to feud with Dawkins first, huh?
I don't think so. I mean,
They can just break that team up without there having to be a big hoopla about it.
they could break that team up, take Dawkins, and throw him into obscurity where he belongs, honestly, and let Montez Ford shine.
They could
I mean,
put
don't get me
Angelo
wrong.
Dawkins in the Hurt Business.
Yeah, Angelo Dawkins is not a bad wrestler by any means. I mean, for a guy his size, he can do some stuff. He's just not interesting is the problem.
Yeah. Just put him in they're talking about putting the Hurt Business back together, so maybe they could just put him in there. He can hang out with MVP and Shelton Benjamin.
What they should do is they should have them both go on a singles run, and them still be friends or whatever. But make Dawkins go on the losing side of it, of course. He keeps losing matches where Ford keeps winning matches. Then Ford gets his big match against whoever. And then that's when Dawkins comes out, turns heel on him, and beats the shit out of him, costs him the match. Then they can do a spot between them two, which will also give Dawkins some notoriety. So
yeah, I think Dawkins would be good as a heel too. It might give him more notoriety, like you were saying.
Yeah, a lot of times when guys go heel, it makes them better. Like Roman Reigns
with his look, it would match him better to be heel than face.
Yeah.
So next up, we have Alexa Bliss versus Asuka. Does anyone care?
No.
The new group came out and interfered during that match, so I guess that's kind of important. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Back from the commercial break, Belair will face Sky in a match later tonight. Ciampa, Dolph Ziggler, and Chad Gable for a shot at the number 1 contenders match for the United States Championship.
And Tommaso Ciampa won.
He did. Which, out of those 3, I'm glad he did. So it's going to be him versus AJ Styles, and then the winner gets a shot, I guess.
Shoosh.
Greg, would you want Ciampa to cuck you? Would that be okay?
No. Moving on.
The fuck, Lord.
We hear from Edge. What did y'all think about Edge's promo?
No one cares.
It was all right. I mean, basically just him saying that he's going to get his revenge on Judgment Day. Nothing stand out about it.
Let me ask you this. Why does he want revenge on Judgment Day? Like, what went down with that?
Because he was going to train Damian Priest and
Finn Balor?
No, not Finn Balor. The other girl.
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley, yeah. He was going to train them to be the best that they could ever be. And he didn't get to live up to that full potential of doing that, so now he's angry.
That's dumb.
Why run all these weird, creepy vignettes when you're just going to bring Edge back as a face and he's going to get his revenge?
You know what really happened with that? Is probably Edge went to the back and he's like, look, this Judgment Day shit is fucking stupid and it's failing. I don't want to do it anymore. Put someone else as the leader of it.
No, that's actually exactly what happened. He went to the it was supposed to get like deeper into like the paranormal type stuff, and he was like, or like witchcraft shit, and he's just like, this is dumb. Like, I don't want to do this shit. Like,
yeah, he's like, I don't want to be turned into the Undertaker. I understand you missed Undertaker. I'm not trying to be the new Undertaker.
I have read an article about that's exactly why.
And didn't I say exactly that? Like when I had the Judgment, I was like, why are they trying to make Edge the new Undertaker?
Well, he addressed that in one of the Judgment Day promos. He's like, you guys think because I got the purple lights, I'm trying to be the Undertaker. Yeah, he didn't like the direction of it, so he was like, fuck this, I don't want to do it. And
I don't blame him.
So
he's fucking Hall of Famer.
Now he can do the Brood stuff. That was fine, but not like Undertaker.
He's beyond all that shit, man.
Way beyond the Brood. Everyone keeps saying, bring the Brood back. Why? That shit is so old, dude. That shit's from like 1997. Like, come on.
I just heard a lot of people. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Dustin. Because everyone
it's old. It's such an old gimmick. Like, no.
You're gonna have him. 3 grown men come out there and act like vampires, and that's going to get over with today's crowd.
Yeah. Plus, what are you going to get? You're going to get Christian back and Gangrel. Like, come on.
No, it's just keeping rated R.
Agreed. All right.
I don't really like the guy, but I don't want to see that.
So now we're to Bianca Belair versus Io Sky.
Yeah.
Anything to say about that?
No.
It ends in DQ and builds whatever feud they're trying to build between all of them.
Probably going to be a Bailey versus Bianca
So,
Belair for the title.
I have a question for you, Dustin. Which did you mark out for more? Did you mark out for Booker T joining commentary or every week when JR joins commentary?
It's every week when they bring JR out halfway through the show, and it's a treat, man. It's a special treat, dude. They just bring him out,
play his
so
music,
he can do the last hour. They play his music, and they go, "Oh my God, it's JR!"
Hall of Fame voice, JR.
No, dude. No, the reason why JR is coming out an hour before the show ends is because he's too fucking senile to keep doing the show. Like, it's time. Look, I love that. Him and Jerry Lawler are the best commentary team ever to fucking grace a booth. But
I disagree with that, but go ahead.
Well, I always liked them together.
Greg's Japanese.
No.
I already know he's going with Kevin.
The best ever was probably Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon.
Well, I'm not that old, so I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, either.
Anyways,
either them or it was probably Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body Ventura.
I don't think that JR knows where he's at half the time. So
probably not.
He's always fucking shit up now. So it's just like, just let him go, man. It's fine. Let him go.
Look, just say slobber knocker 3 times and Jim Ross will appear in the mirror like Candyman.
honestly, Excalibur and Taz do a fine job. So
fuck Excalibur. I hate that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I was
gonna ask the worst ever.
Greg,
do you hate him because of his commentary, or do you hate him because of that stupid mask that he wears?
I think his commentary sucks.
Really?
I do.
Okay,
dude, he's the king of facts that don't matter.
Greg, do the impression of him, dude. You do the fucking stupid.
Oh. Next up, we got Darby Allin versus. That's how he sounds with every fucking episode.
You're gonna make some AEW marks really fucking mad with that.
Let him get mad.
Excalibur.
Don't forget about Tony Schiavone though. He's good.
We're not to that yet. I'll go off on that whenever we get to AEW. Okay. All right, let's finish up Raw here. AJ Styles versus Tommaso Ciampa for the number 1 contendership for U.S. title. Tommaso Ciampa ends up pulling it out and winning, so he gets that shot at Bobby Lashley.
Yep.
That's going to be a good-ass match, dude.
Good for him, man. I'm glad for them to finally put some respect on his name.
What a turnaround, too. Like, just like 3 weeks ago, they were talking about how he's going to be buried, and now he's competing for the U.S. title.
And then our main event was something to really get excited about, guys.
What was it?
WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championship match between the Usos and Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Y'all don't seem very excited.
When you said Dominic Mysterio, I just remember from SummerSlam, and that dude's, I don't know.
Is Rey kind of washed too? Like he can still do it, but it's like, I don't know. Does anybody care anymore?
No,
no one cares. 619 is, I think, out of time. Sold.
Honestly, I think with Rey, they probably still could do something, but Rey is all about just making his son a star. That's all he's worried about doing. So he's had his glory days, and he's not trying to live them again.
I guess.
Because as you saw on the on WWE 2K22, he had some epic battles back in the past.
Yeah, man, I love playing those showcase matches. That shit is fun.
The showcase. That's what I was thinking of.
Well, Jonathan, they kind of have. They dropped some curse words here and there, but nothing.
They called Roman Reigns the tribal queef tonight. So,
well, that was Raw. The Usos won that match, by the way, because there's no way they're fucking dropping those titles to Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio.
Could you imagine if that happened? The outrage of everybody.
I mean, the outrage. It would get people.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Jonathan, if they do any serious changes, they'll be slow. Like if they're going to do anything with the new rating, it's going to be like slow.
Yeah, they'll ease their way into it because they got to test the boundaries.
They got too many kid fans. I noticed. Like they're too. It's not like AEW's people.
Well, I mean, now all the kids are going to be going to school calling people tribal queefs, so we'll see how that plays out.
I mean, we were going to school chop crotching, so
That's true.
crotch
All
chopping.
right, so moving on to AEW Dynamite. Dustin, this is your show, so you take the steering wheel here.
Well, we get our first our opening match is with the greatest of all time, Orange Cassidy versus.
Oh, he's the GOAT now?
No,
I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or not.
that was being sarcastic. He is great, though. I mean, to me, I like him. I know some people don't like him, but I enjoy watching him.
He's
wrestle.
becoming more and more of a meme wrestler to me now. Like he's not.
Well, he's a comedy wrestler.
Yeah.
That's his gimmick. That's what he's gonna do every fucking time, and people are either gonna love it or they're gonna hate it.
He can really wrestle, though. That's the thing. He doesn't have to relegate himself to that. He can actually.
So me and you had a conversation about this match because of some antics that happened up on the stage during it.
Yeah. So the Satnam Singh and I can't remember that little guy's name that has the pencil in his ear all the time, but they come down to the ring, and then the best friends come out on each other's shoulders to confront Satnam Singh's 7'4" ass. And Greg, what did you think about the best friends on each other's shoulders?
I thought it was fucking stupid. And I explained to you why I thought it was fucking stupid. Because, like, it just doesn't make any sense to be like, oh, hey, look, you're tall, so you know what? If I get on his shoulders and we're just as tall as you, that means we can beat you.
It's some little rascal shit.
Exactly. It's fucking stupid.
I mean, it was supposed to be funny, though, so...
I didn't laugh.
You did say it would have made it better if he would have attacked them, and I agree. I fully thought that he was going to, like, pick one of them up and, like, choke slam them or something, but like you said, it went nowhere.
Okay,
so that's
Lawrence,
what ruins it.
So when me and Dustin was talking about this, I told him, I was like, all right, you want to know how you book that and make it interesting and not fucking stupid and still have it be a little bit comedic? I was like, this is how you do it. So this is what I said you do. You have them come out and they taunt the big tall guy. What's his name?
Satnam Singh.
Satnam Singh. So they taunt him to the back. Like one of them comes out. Like we'll say Chuck. Chuck comes out, gets him to chase to the back, pissed off, right? He runs to the back. You have like Trent standing on some stilts or some dumb shit since they're trying to, get in that comedy, the tall thing. You have Chuck run over there, try to hold the stilts so Trent can jump off of the stilts onto the big guy. However, their plans get foiled because fucking Satnam Singh grabs him, slams him through a fucking nearby table. Then he grabs Chuck and slams Chuck on top of Trent through the same table.
And they could have done that. I mean, they could have done that with the shoulders thing too. I honestly thought that's what was going to happen. The
reason that would have been better is because you would have still made Satnam Singh relevant, made him look like a badass, like some big strong dude. Like, hey, look at me, I'm fucking unstoppable,
like a Great Khali type.
And then you also get Trent and Chuck some love for being their goofy ass selves. And hey, well, at least they tried.
Right.
No, that's not what happened, Greg. Tell them what actually happened.
That's how I would have booked it.
Nothing actually happened. They just came out and it was a ha funny moment, and then
let me rephrase. That's not how I would have booked it, because I wouldn't have booked that stupid fucking retarded shit anyway.
Hey, watch it.
I'd have had them come out to the fucking ring, stand side by side, then have the big guy come out there, stand stand in the corner of the other guy, and maybe then have Chuck and Trent try to attack him because he interferes and something happens from that. But
Jay Lethal ends up winning the match.
I'm so glad.
And then Wardlow comes out.
Wardlow.
And they announced that they'll be facing each other. Jay Lethal will face Wardlow at Battle of the Belts for the TNT title.
Well, we did. He did, and that will actually be good because Jay Lethal is good and Wardlow is a monster. So I'm actually interested in that. But we also got a video package of Hook winning the FTW title from Ricky Starks, and that whole
honestly, from what I've seen, Ricky Starks going face was like the best thing for him because everyone loves him now.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good. They needed to get that belt off of him so that they can push him. Now, will AEW actually do that? I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
There was an announcement earlier this week that they actually have a creative team now. So it's not just going to be Tony Khan anymore booking the
Good.
show.
Yeah.
So
He needs all the help he can get.
hopefully that'll be good. I know QT Marshall and Tony Schiavone, and there's a couple guys I haven't never heard of that are the other two guys that are going to be.
Well, if Tony Schiavone's back there fucking being part of the creative team, I'm worried.
Well, I think he kind of has been already. So
that explains it.
Honestly, Devin, the Wardlow chant is pretty much the Goldberg chant, just with Wardlow's name.
Yeah, it is kind of.
I mean, that's all Wardlow is Goldberg of AEW. He's modern day Goldberg.
But he's a much better wrestler.
Definitely.
All right. So after that, we had the Undisputed Elite come back, Adam Cole and the Bucks.
Oh, this is huge.
And Adam Cole turned on the Young Bucks. And
that was interesting. I like that.
And this poor kid right here.
Yep, that's made the news.
There we go.
Is that Corey?
Yeah. This poor kid right here was fucking devastated that Adam Cole turned on the Young Bucks. Kid was crying his head off.
Well, first thing they need to do is they need to go have that kid checked to make sure that he's there there mentally, because for him to be that invested
in
any of those
Bucks?
Guys
is
a serious problem.
Yeah, he's going to be a serious.
Need to get his head checked, make sure he's all right, make sure he's able to do his ABCs, 1, 2, 3s.
Yeah, you know the Young Bucks are bad guys, right? That kid's like crying.
I was like, I could not believe that kid was literally bawling his eyes out. He was going, "Oh no!"
Justin, how I heard it was this. I thought Adam Cole said something to the kid or did something to him to make him cry. No, it was this thing.
He fucking they hurt the Young Bucks, man. That kid must love the Young Bucks. So,
all right.
I don't know. I mean, he's a little kid. I'm not gonna sit here and make fun of a little kid.
Greg cried when Ted Bundy got the death penalty. So,
sure did. My hero.
Yeah. So so what do y'all think about that? What do you think about the Young Bucks turning face?
I don't really care for the Young Bucks as face, but with their type of character, it works either way. So they're just better as heels, but they can still do face. It's fine.
Yeah. It's all to set up for this trios tournament that's coming soon.
Oh, yay.
Well, I would say it'd be cool, but it probably won't be booked right. And they'll probably give the belts to some guys that can't even wrestle on fucking
first
TV.
Off,
so.
how dare you skip past the fact that we got to hear Hangman Adam Page's music hit, and he ran to the ring with a pipe in hand.
Yeah, who cares? But that's so that Adam Page and the Young Bucks can be in the trios tournament. But I saw on TikTok, somebody made a good point. Okay, what is it with the fucking pipes in wrestling? Like, is there just random pipes laying around? He's like, the guy was saying, he's like, everybody says, the fucking tables, chairs, all that stuff makes sense because that's all stuff that you need to set up the venue. Tools, toolboxes. But where do the pipes come in?
Like, they brought it from home.
Smuggled it in.
They're just prepared with the pipe.
I mean, you ain't never been out and you just saw like a big pipe or a piece of wood. You know what? If I sawed that down, I can make a really good weapon.
No, you know what? I figured it out. John Moxley roams around the arena during all of Dynamite and just finds the random pipes, and then he puts them in one place for anybody who needs them to use them. That's why whenever they find John Moxley, he's always like in a boiler room or like, in some random spot in the arena.
I'm not trying to say that Moxley is on the juice again, on the juice. But the only other people I know that wander around as much as Moxley are drunk people. I'm just saying. Just saying.
I just feel like he's just always like through all the whole time Dynamite's on. I feel like he's just like roaming around the arena. Like his entrance, he comes out in a random spot in the arena. His fucking promos are always in some random spot in an arena. It's like he's just walking around.
Yeah, every time he talks, I feel like I've been kidnapped. Like he's just slurring
because he's always in a dark boiler.
And
room.
poor Moxley, he has to cut these promos on these guys that he has no business being in the ring with anyway because he's better than them.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't understand why they can't just have him come out and cut a promo. Why do they have to have him fight for the title every fucking week? It's dumb.
Yeah, let him go on vacation. But the thing is,
anyway,
because he's a fighting champion.
What's the thing with Adam Page?
An interim fighting champion.
Does Adam Page just sit back there waiting for someone to get jumped so he can run out and help them? Like
cowboy shit.
All he
man.
does.
He does cowboy shit. All right, that's what cowboys do. And that's
he doesn't like everybody. There's some people he can let get their asses kicked.
He loves
Lawrence,
everybody.
Me and Dustin have already talked about this, so I want your opinion on it. Does Adam Page have the most boring entrance music of all time?
It is. I don't know why they didn't go with like the few like the classic. I don't know, cowboy music. They want.
How is anybody gonna pop for that music?
They should have done "Ecstasy of Gold" from "The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly." That would have been better for him.
Adam Page's music depresses the shit out of me. It makes me not want to watch wrestling anymore.
It does.
I think you just hate everything about Adam Page. But yes, his music is fucking.
He is a good wrestler. He's a great wrestler. He just has a goofy face and shitty theme music and a shitty gimmick.
My question is, why doesn't he have a cowboy hat? Like, that's my only problem with him. He doesn't.
Because he's the worst. Boots. He's the worst rendition of a cowboy ever.
Right. LBJ was a better one.
Anyways,
you mean JBL?
JBL, yeah.
LBJ.
I don't think Lyndon B. Johnson was a cowboy.
All right, let's move into the next match, which was actually pretty entertaining for a women's match in AEW. You got the Thunderstorm versus the woman I wish was my dentist, Britt Baker, and Jamie Hayter.
Britt Baker's so hot.
And Jamie Hayter is pretty low key hot too.
She's got a
badunka that dump truck, dude.
Oh yeah.
This is actually a pretty good match. It didn't warrant the "this is awesome" chance that the crowd. Gave them,
for a women's tag team match, it was decent. I'll give it that. And then I didn't skip it, which I normally would for an AEW women's match. Dustin told me I should watch it, so I did watch it, and I wasn't bored. So
yeah,
I just
think it was a good match.
However,
it wasn't a great match, but it was a good match, especially for AEW.
It was hard for me watching Thunder Rosa for that entire 15 minutes or however long it went.
Thunder Rosa's a boring champ, man. That's all I can say. I like the belt back on Britt, but
you know what is weird to me about Thunder Rosa? It's like she's trying to convince people that she's Mexican, but everybody already knows she's Mexican anyway. So I'm like, why are you trying so hard?
She got to paint her face, you know.
Doesn't Darby Allin have that same half face?
That's what I'm saying. We already got one half face paint guy. We don't need.
Now the question is, does one of them do their right side of their face, and then the other do the left side of their face?
They come together.
They come together and make their own like.
Well, Greg,
Mexican
you had a good point.
Skull.
They should form a tag team.
Greg, you said Darby has a good reason for his because he got in a car accident. Her reason was dumb. It's because she's what you said her reason was for having that.
She's just letting you know that she's Latina.
It's just part of her, yeah.
That has nothing to do.
It's a heritage thing.
Every day is Cinco de Mayo for Latinos. I don't think so. It's one day out of the fucking year.
All right.
Other stuff too.
Then we had Powerhouse Hobbs in a fucking squash match against some jobber.
Devin says that Jamie Hayter is too young for us.
I'm 28, Devin, so I don't know if I'm cool.
But you're an old soul, Lawrence. You're an old soul.
That's right. Powerhouse Hobbs is in a squash match. Then Ricky Starks comes out and tries to attack him, but he fails. Powerhouse Hobbs powers through him, and then we get a little
Britt Baker
promo.
And Jamie Hayter won that match, by the way.
Oh yeah, and then we get a little promo with Darby Allin tattooing his hand on live TV, talking about Brody King and how he's gonna take Brody King out because Brody King got a tattoo of Darby Allin, an actual tattoo of Darby Allin's tombstone, and it says Darby Allin lies here. So
I am going to say what Lawrence said I believe it was either last week or maybe the week before. When's the last time Darby Allin won a match? So how the fuck's he going to talk about he's taking anybody out?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a coffin match, though, so. It's
his specialty.
You can't lose this time.
You can't lose this time. Brody King is going in that coffin, okay? Then we had...
Find me 10 people in the entire world. Scour the entire world and find me 10 people who think that Darby Allin could beat Brody King.
Dude, I could kick Darby Allin's ass, okay? That dude is a fucking short, skinny little twat. Is all he is.
He's a prime example of what I'm talking about, people who don't look like wrestlers.
Yeah, and he's a fucking... all he is a Jeff Hardy, a bad version of Jeff Hardy. He's a fucking spot guy. That's all he is.
He looks, back before there was uniforms, he looks like that stalker who worked at Walmart who was goth. Overnights, too, not during the day.
All right, well, after that, we had Matt Hardy versus Christian Cage, and my God, can Matt Hardy please stop wrestling? Please.
Dang, is that bad?
I told you, I don't ever want to see Matt Hardy again, ever.
Listen, I don't hate Matt Hardy like some people do. I always liked his brother better. But God, the guy literally walks to the ring and looks like he's in fucking pain. And he's still doing shit like putting himself through tables. Like, dude, just give it up, man.
Yeah, there's no shame. There's no shame in it.
Christian carried him through that whole fucking match, and God, it's good to see that Christian can still wrestle. But then you had Jungle Boy come out with a shirt that said Christian is a pussy on it, and
going kind of rated R there.
Tried to attack Christian Cage, but Christian Cage
definitely buying that shirt.
Does anybody care about Ethan Page? Ethan Page.
I mean, I like that he can't. It was at least he had a real promo and didn't have one from the fucking boiler room.
He did. Yeah, he did. He did cut a promo, and Stokely Hathaway offered him a I don't know.
I'll say this about Ethan Page. He's not that impressive of a wrestler. However, he at least has fire. Like when he gave the promo, when he got on the mic and he was screaming and shit, at least he seemed like he was angry.
Yeah.
And didn't seem like he was just reading fucking lines.
Like Dante Martin.
We also had Angelo Parker and Matt Menard and Anna Jas now.
Matt Menard's got to be one of the worst names ever.
I was just thinking that.
But you know what? That guy looks like somebody whose name is Matt
Menard.
Does he not?
Mayonnaise.
He's like a short like a New York Italian guy with his hair fucking slicked back. Like he looks like a Matt Menard. Also,
Matt Menard is such a high school name.
Anna Jas can really.
Menard.
They should just never give that chick a microphone. She is awful on the mic. She's one of the worst I've ever heard. Her promos are awful. Please stop giving her a microphone.
She said she'll choke everyone out.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oof.
And then she locks in the Queen Slayer on an AEW staff member.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. She attacks a fucking cameraman or something.
One step above my grandma.
All right. Then we had a dumpster match between the Acclaimed and the Gun Club.
This was the best thing about Dynamite. Not the match, just the promo.
Oh, the match was good,
just the lead-in.
The promo was the rap from the Acclaimed was great.
Yes, it was.
Mentioned Vince McMahon's retirement, Joe Biden's COVID test.
The Acclaimed can do no wrong to me.
Yeah, they're great.
And people that say that Cena was better at rapping than them, I don't know what they're talking about. Because the Acclaim is...
A lot of people do, though, and a lot of people shit on the Acclaim's raps, too, like they're not good, and I'm just saying.
I've heard that argument before, because I've said it. I've tried to turn people on to them at work, and they're like, oh, no, Cena was better. But I don't know. I like the Acclaim's better, I think.
It ended with the Gun Club in the dumpster, and then they pushed the dumpster off the side of the stage.
They should have lit it on fire. Like dumpster.
Well, and so I guess that's the end of that feud.
Well, yeah. So I hope so.
I think that's good. I think they were kind of just doing that for because Anthony Bowens was hurt, and they didn't want Max Caster to get buried while he was hurt, so they just put them together. But it was enjoyable. I liked them together. I liked their matches against each other. So, scissor me, daddy.
I like the
Is that
Gun
the end of the
Club.
scissorings?
I don't hate them.
No, the Acclaim was scissoring before they got with the Gun Club. So it's the end of
they've been scissoring since the beginning, buddy.
it's the end of the circle scissor in the ring, though.
No more circle scissor.
No
Just
more
regular
group.
scissorings.
No more group scissoring. But all right, then we had Wheeler Yuta versus Chris Jericho for
In the main event.
Yep, in the main event for another fucking shot at Jon Moxley. So,
what's your thoughts on Wheeler Yuta?
I like Wheeler Yuta. I don't know that. I don't really think has he ever talked on AEW. I don't think he's ever cut a promo.
I've only heard the name.
I like Wheeler Yuta. However, he's not really. He doesn't have the star power yet to be in the main event against Chris Jericho.
I mean,
I have no clue what they're thinking with that one.
Well, Jericho ended up winning the match. He did it dirty, but
as he should, because he's a fucking heel.
Are there heels in AEW?
No, because there is, but the fans cheer for him anyway.
I think that drives me the most crazy. Okay,
you had a kid crying for the Young Bucks.
Yeah,
and they were heels at the time.
Exactly. Like why? But he's a kid. Okay, that's a little kid. He must just love the Young Bucks. That's okay. I don't blame that kid for being upset. But the fucking guy, you can't. It drives me nuts when a fucking heel comes out and the crowd fucking goes crazy. The fact that still sing Jericho's song.
Right.
That's cool. But he's a fucking heel now. Stop singing his song. He's a fucking bad guy. And he's the baddest of the bad guys in AEW. Yep. And you're sitting here fucking praising this guy as he comes to the ring. That's not how this works. God damn it.
Dude, you can insult the crowd and their city and their mothers and their children.
And they
will still cheer for you.
And then they might start a "This is awesome" chant, So, and as long as Eddie Kingston comes out and says something, like how much he loves wrestling, the crowd will pop for that too.
Well, let's talk about also how I don't think this happened. This happened maybe on Rampage. How they had Daniel Bryan come back and fucking lose to Daniel Garcia.
Okay, so me and you talked about this, and I actually made a TikTok about it, and some people responded, and I kind of agreed with them, but I feel like it could have been done the week after. But a lot of people were like, well, he was just putting Daniel Garcia over. Well, that's fine. Don't put Daniel Garcia and Daniel Bryan in his comeback match. Give Daniel Bryan a fucking good match on his comeback, and then next week he can push Daniel Garcia. But whatever.
Here's the problem. He beat Daniel Bryan clean.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan is a bigger star than Daniel
Garcia.
Bryan.
No, he beat him dirty. I think he beat him dirty.
No, he didn't. He choked him out and made him pass out.
But there was a reason why. I think someone from JAS came out. Let me look. Now I have to look.
Either way, it shouldn't have happened that way. What should have ended up happening is someone else came out and he got a roll up or something on Daniel Bryan. That's how you put him over. Or you just give him a hell of a match with Daniel Bryan where he almost beats him, but Bryan still gets the fucking win. He doesn't have the star power yet to beat one of the biggest stars in the company. Someone who's been a world champion multiple times.
In other organizations and shit.
Yeah, it's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
No, I agreed.
Quite frankly, Daniel Garcia is just not that interesting yet. He hasn't done enough to be elevated like that yet. That's not how you elevate people.
Oh yeah, so Hager was. So Jake Hager was under the ring and grabbed Daniel Bryan's foot and tripped him, and that's how he ended up in the chokehold.
It was dirty.
That he still passed out from, which shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
We've seen Daniel Bryan go through a lot worse with a lot more badass people. But, hey, what do I know?
But Daniel Bryan would have had to agree to that anyways. I mean, obviously he saw something.
I mean, he is there. He said he's there to push young talent. I just feel like it could have been done better. I mean, that's how I feel about
done better.
That's how I feel about AEW all the time. I mean, I like the show, I like the product, but most frustrating about it is the potential that it has and that it doesn't live up to. That's the problem with AEW.
Well, here's something that agitates me too: is all these guys who are in WWE and complained about not being booked properly because they were better than how they were being booked. But now you want to come to AEW and just put over these fucking guys that aren't even half the star power of the people who are fucking beating you in WWE. It doesn't make sense.
There's a happy medium between, like everybody was saying about that match is, oh, well, Daniel Bryan, he's pushing talent and this and he's a great guy. And I'm like, yeah, but there's a happy medium and there's a better way to, like you said, he could have just put on a hell of a match. Like when Riddle fought Roman and Riddle looked like he could have almost beat Roman, but he didn't, but it still put him over because it was a hell of a match and he put up a
That's
fucking
what
fight.
they don't understand. You do not have to win the match to come out of the match looking like $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have learned this when Stone Cold passed out or refused to tap out to Bret Hart back at all those years ago at King of the Ring. I mean, he didn't win that, but he put him over. So
yep, exactly, and he became a megastar after that.
Tony Khan.
But Jericho wins against Wheeler Yuta. Obviously, we already discussed that, right?
Yep. Yeah.
All right, so Jericho gets the shot at Jon Moxley.
But here we go again. So one of these guys will be champion. We've only had those guys as champions. It's always been Jericho or Moxley.
It honestly wouldn't shock me if they didn't pass around the fucking interim world championship.
I don't know that they are going to
before Punk comes back.
I mean, Punk and Kenny are supposed to come back for All Out, which is next month. So hopefully they just leave. I'm just saying they don't have to fucking fight for the belt every week, dude. And Moxley had a match on Rampage for the belt. He had a match against. Let's talk about this for just a second. I know we're going over time, but he's facing the guy who won the little Royal Rumble at Ric Flair's last match, which also shouldn't have fucking ever happened.
Oh my God. I watched that and I hated every fucking second I saw of it. It was absolutely horrible. Rick had no business being in that ring anymore. And shame on every single fucking one of those guys who encouraged him to do it. I understand that this guy is a wrestling icon. I understand that he still has the love for the business. But at some point, man, you got to say no.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like he wasn't even there half the time.
Exactly.
There was a point where he was on the side of the ring and he was like, his head was in the air like this. His eyes were rolled in the back of his head and it looked like he was about to fall.
Tell me anybody who wants their last memory of Ric Flair in a ring to be that.
Yeah. I mean, you had a perfect, beautiful fucking send-off at WrestleMania 24. Just let it be right there, man. Like, what? I know, I understand this guy has an ego or whatever, but there, like Greg said, there was too many yes men. There was too many people that should have said, no, dude, you're not fucking doing it, no matter what. Yeah, listen, I know how stubborn old people can be. They think that they know everything, but this motherfucker should have never been in the ring. Nobody wants, like Greg said, nobody wants that to be their last memory of Flair.
And you've seen them let him come out with the belt, right? The original Crumb Rind with a little bend at the top. I guess. Yeah, well,
and he could barely do the Ric Flair strut when he came out. That's like how bad it was.
That's a shame, man. Who sang?
He wore a shirt, a t-shirt, and he had it tucked in, but it came out, so he literally looked like a senile old man that fell and busted his head open.
It was horrible, man.
Who did that?
It was so bad. So bad. And like Greg said, shame on everybody that let him do that. Because
Charlotte didn't want any part of it. She said she wasn't going to come.
Well, she did end up going, but
oh, did she?
Yeah, she was out there. And they had the Undertaker there and McFoley and some other I think Bret Hart was out there. But yeah,
let them. They could have stopped him and like, look, We're not.
Somebody
wrestling no more.
somebody should have said, "Look, man, no, sorry, it's not going to happen."
I can tell you this: I'm not if he tries to do any more shit like this, I'm not watching it.
I don't think he will, but Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway,
All right,
so
let's before we wrap up, I just want to do one last thing. I want to do everyone's G1 prediction since we didn't talk any G1 this show. I at least want to get everyone's prediction for who they think is going to win the G1 Climax tournament this year.
I'm gonna show you a picture of my guy because this is who I was talking about, Greg, with the rooster hair. It was this guy right here. It was Taka Michinoku.
oh.
He's not even in the tournament.
Who is this guy? I see he was in.
You don't know who Taka Michinoku is?
No, I've seen him, but I've not. I didn't know who he was.
Oh,
you
throw him up
only
here.
get a pass because you've only been watching for a little bit.
Yeah, I just
He
know
was in
had,
W for a short stint. He's been in Japan for a long time. But yeah, he's like
But isn't his hair cool though?
of course.
Yeah, but he's not in the G1, so
But I've
you're gonna-
seen
So you're gonna have to pick another winner.
All right. Well, he wasn't my choice for the winner. I just wanted to show you that because we
Okay.
talked about that last week.
all right.
Well, I know what rooster hair is now, so thank you for that.
Honestly, I don't know at this point, man, because I haven't actually seen the latest one. So I'm gonna excuse myself from this.
Oh, come on. Just
Neither one of us have. None of us have seen the August 5th, which was tonight's card or today's card. So
well, I am going to say that I think you're going to see another Gaiju win the tournament, or Gaijin, I should say, not Gaiju. Win the tournament. Jay White's going to be the first champion to ever win the tournament. Or not, he won't be the first champion to ever win it, but he's going to win it and pick his opponent for Wrestle Kingdom, I think. He's undefeated right now. He has not lost a match.
They like him with that belt as well. I don't see him losing it.
That belt has grown on me. I hated it at first, but now it's...
I don't know. It still kind of looks like the Divas title to me.
When I actually see it being held on their shoulder, it looks good. Like,
and around the waist, it looks the best. Man.
Whenever they're like holding it and up close and you see all the definition in it, it's a good fucking belt.
Well, I know who I want to win the G1.
Who do you want to win?
I want Will Ospreay.
He wants Will Ospreay.
Of course.
He feels about Will Ospreay the way I feel about Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, Will Ospreay's not going to win, and neither is David Finlay, because they're probably going to have a match for that U.S. Championship at Wrestle Kingdom.
Probably, yeah.
Great. There's no way Filthy Tom Lawler's going to win. Huh?
Speaking of Filthy Tom Lawler, I fucking love that guy. I love his entrance music. I love his character. He is just great, man.
Dude, his match with Yano is fucking great, dude.
Yano, dude, great.
And he has the fucking Sister Act DVD and Sister Act 2, and he trades Yano for his DVD that he comes to the ring with. But there's no DVD in there, and he's like, what?
And Yano's yelling in the ring. He's like, no.
Okay.
and then Tom Lawler does his little thing where he takes his fucking shorts off, right? And
I love
like,
that.
No.
I love it so much.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
And then
I fucking about died whenever he did that because Yano's reaction was so good. He's like, no.
and then Yano later on in the match, Yano pulls his pants down, but he had two trunks on. Like that shit. So this is what I love about New Japan. That's different from all the other wrestling is that they do 98% of their storytelling in the ring. And it's great. Like you can hear them talking to each other. They do all this stuff in the beginning and the end of the matches. There doesn't need to be a lot of stuff on the mic, which is different for me because I love the mic stuff. I love the promos. That's like one of my favorite things about wrestling. But then you get this great fucking actual wrestling product too on top of it. So
no pyrotechnics necessary.
Well, the thing is like as long as you watch the backstage stuff, you still get the promos. Basically,
you still get the promos with the backstage stuff, and a lot of them are short and sweet. Yeah. But I just love how they do stuff in the ring, man. It's different, and I like it. It's definitely growing on.
That Ospreay and Finlay match was a perfect example of how to tell a story in a match.
Oh my god, dude! Yes, and God, that match was fucking good.
It was.
that match was good. I think did Will Ospreay fight Shingo yet? Because I don't think
No, next.
Oh
And
yes,
that's gonna be good. That's gonna
bro,
be
I
so
can't wait
good.
for that match. Shingo Tagagi's like probably my second favorite guy in New
He's
Japan.
good, man. He's really good.
Him and Tamatanga are like.
All right, Dustin, I need your prediction. I said Jay White. So who do you got?
I'm kind of with you, man. I kind of think Jay White's gonna win it too and pick his opponent. I just don't see him losing to anybody. But the way
because Okada won last year,
right?
So I don't think he's going to repeat. Kota Ibushi's not in the tournament this year, so he's usually always a candidate to win it. Goto is doing really well. There's a lot of people out there who think this might be Goto's year to win again, but
he lost to Kenta though.
Yeah, so I just don't see that.
What about Sonata?
I don't think Sonata's going to win it either. Sonata will probably be there in the semis. He usually
Sonata's lost like 2 of his matches already.
Yeah. He's lost more this year than he usually does. So
yeah. I don't know. I can't see anybody but Jay White, and I kind of was thinking maybe Will Ospreay would win it, but then you make a good point about the U.S. title and David Finlay. They're building that. So
oh yeah.
I definitely think I'm going to go with Jay White winning.
Are you sure it's not going to be rock hard?
No,
he Robinson.
He's already. I mean, he already lost
to Finlay. He's lost a lot. So,
and I
like his music too. By the way, I think his music is awesome.
Hey, but fuck David. Okay.
Fuck David.
Fuck David. All right, Lawrence, pick somebody. God damn it.
So 2 for Jay White. Who do you got?
All right, if not Jay White, then
Tomohiro Ishii.
Ishii would have been good, but what about Tanahashi? Is he out of the running?
He's not. Tanahashi's still in it.
Or even Naito, but I don't think they would give it to Naito again.
Naito, they might, honestly. They might do a comeback thing with Naito, and he wouldn't be a bad pick because
I forgot about Naito.
He got sent out of the tournament last year.
And I don't think has he lost yet? I don't think he's lost a match.
He lost his first match.
That's right. That's right. He did.
But the only reason I'm saying with Naito because I feel like are they pushing him a lot? Like because you said the whole redemption arc of him getting pushed out last year. I feel like
they're doing the redemption thing, and Naito is one of the most popular wrestlers.
Right,
in
I'm
Japan,
feeling him. I'm feeling like his aura in that ring. It's like the way the crowd reacts to him.
Yeah, it could come down to Naito versus Jay White for the final. That'd be interesting.
So explain it to me again. So is there like a knockout tournament after the G1's over?
No. So what they're gonna do is the winner of the A block and the winner of the B block are gonna face each other in the semis, and the winner of the C block and D block are gonna face each other in the semis. Then the winner of those 2 matches will face each other in the final.
Oh, it's like a bracket, kind of.
And then whoever wins that match
goes
on to Wrestle Kingdom and gets the briefcase.
Fucking Wrestle Kingdom.
Fucking briefcases. All right.
All right, then. Well, that's it. That's our show.
Yep.
Hope everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, I gotta get to sleep.
Make sure you subscribe. And
hit that bell icon for notifications of our next episode.
See us whenever we stream.
And if you don't subscribe, just hit the like button.
Yeah.
At least, please.
Also, check out our other show, the Slackercast. We air that every Tuesday. We did our most recent list we did the top 10 rom-coms.
And this week are we doing villains this week?
We're doing bad guys. Top 10 bad guys.
Top 10
not villains, bad guys.
Yeah, just bad guys in general.
It could be bad guys that might been protagonists. So
exactly. Yeah. It could just be somebody you didn't like from school. I mean, it could be anything.
Remember the good bad guy?
Could be the good bad guy.
Man, my daughter's school had somebody bring a gun to school today.
Yes.
Already?
Already, day fucking 2, man.
Jeez Louise.
Who the fuck wants to kill somebody on the second day of school?
Apparently, he said he was bringing it to school for protection. I don't know.
Okay.
From who?
From school.
Who's in danger on the second day of school?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Anyways, all right, guys.
All right, then that's our show. Thanks, everybody, and we'll. So until next time,
keep it kayfabe.